my daily dish.
Hello, it's time for a midday face-to-face. And the party time.
There's a delay, but we got it.
You got Gulan.
Yes.
From breaking headlines to backroom whispers, all served hot and fresh. I am Ferdi Salvador.
And I'm Monique Tuzon-Basi. Happy Tuesday. Glad to have you all with us.
I'm Mai Rodriguez. This is the Daily Dish. And I'm Chal Lontoc. Join us in the next hour and a half for the news, meets, and stories that matter to you.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy
guys.
Tuesday.
We are
Tuesday.
lagging. It's a lagging Tuesday.
It's the last Tuesday of February.
I love you.
I love how she always knows the day.
Thank you for always
Reminds
reminding
us.
us, Mai.
She's our personal calendar.
Yeah, it means to say that we've only got 10 more months till December and Christmas.
Yes, but first, the summer season is upon us. Don't you feel it already? It's getting hot. And
Yes,
this is
yes.
hot.
And of course, what we're trying to do is we're trying to lay out all our summer getaways for all of you. So wait for
Slowly
that.
but surely.
for that.
Slowly, yes.
My AC has been working overtime. I need to put more Freon because
Really?
it is so hot outside.
Which is
It's
so
real.
sad because I thought it would be lasting a little bit longer, the coolness that we've had in
I miss the
January.
cool
So this is
weather.
it, guys. If you didn't take advantage of it, sorry, just love the summer that's upon us.
Also, it's a good time to remind everyone to have your air cons cleaned.
Cleaned,
Yeah,
yes.
before it really gets.
I
You
love
know,
how
I
Mai
don't-
reminds us about everything.
I get my air cons cleaned regularly, so I don't they don't get leaked.
What is regularly?
How many months
Every
did you
3
clean?
months.
There,
Kasi
same,
every
same.
3 months.
Quarterly.
I learned the hard way. But
Because
anyway.
if not, it gets so icky and it takes longer to
Right,
clean.
and anyway, moving forward. I've got something really funny for you all. This young man who refuses to work.
This is your
Does that-
favorite, Ferds.
Does that sound familiar
No,
to all of
it's
you?
so funny because you know why he refuses to work? Because he did not want to be born. He didn't know he was going to be born, so he shouldn't be working because he didn't ask to be born.
I would argue.
Why is this blowing up? Is
so
he an
funny.
influencer? Is he a TikTok star?
Because of the insanity of his
What?
comment. That's why it's blowing up. I would argue, though, that no, it was with your consent. Remember, you swam. You were chosen. You swam fast to the eggs and made sure to win it. So
I was like, is he a swimmer?
no, because it's just crazy how all of these comments start popping out these days. You know, we've had, of course, Ferdi's favorite, which is to retire in your 30s and early 40s. Or no, not even 20s.
No, retire in the 20s.
Yes, retire in 20s. And now we're hearing this one where I did not consent to be born. Oh my
Well,
gosh.
don't you see these baby memes, the grumpy babies who say, "I didn't want to be born," and all these things that they're saying.
So
Haven't
it's
you
becoming-
seen that?
I haven't seen.
No. What is your
I guess
algorithm,
it's taking off.
Mai?
I guess it's
Yeah.
taking off from those memes. Yeah.
Well, it's been a
Interesting.
thing, I guess, for this time and age. But here's one thing that's extra funny, I
It's
think.
hilarious. Today is a funny Tuesday because a passenger on Spirit Airlines had the animal backpack, like the clear one for your cat or your dog, but he did not bring an animal. He brought, well, he did. He brought a cooked animal, a rotisserie
cooked chicken.
He said the rotisserie chicken was his emotional support. I don't know if that's his emotional support,
And
his
he
tummy
ate
support.
it on the plane.
But let's be honest, food is our
That's
emotional
hilarious.
support, so I kind of understand him.
but
Eating your emotional support.
no, it's the fact that he put it in his backpack carrier for animals. Just carry it in a Tupperware.
It is an emotional support, food can be, plus it is an animal, just cooked, so there's some truth
A
to
roasted
it.
animal.
Look at Ferdi's happiness.
What's your
with all of
reaction to
us.
I
this?
have no reaction for both right now.
Well, okay, now it's my turn to remind, like Mai, about being careful with seeing things online. Because a lot of, you know how AI is really getting good with all the graphics that it's been showing. So I know that there's this thing that's been going viral about Ghislaine
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine, there you go. Ghislaine Maxwell being shown out of prison. So it's as if that she has a body double right inside the prison. And this is nothing impossible because here in the Philippines we know, and there are actually movies, documentaries that has come out that has proven that certain people get to go out of prison. So you could see here that it really looks like her, but it's been proven that this is AI generated.
And it's not her haircut.
Well-
She's got a super short haircut now.
right now. But
Yes.
but they were saying that the person inside the prison doesn't look like Ghislaine at all because she's quite different. But of course, you're stuck inside.
That's why I know she's got a haircut, because that was also a conversation when she came out of her indictment.
Okay.
So she was actually shown on national television.
Yes.
And global television with short hair. And people were like saying, it doesn't look like her. What happened to her?
Exactly.
But apparently, she hooked some people up with pizza.
Oh, she gave people to cut her hair.
No, she was roaming around. That's why.
Oh yeah, this one
Yes,
in Canada. So
yes.
it was so good. The AO was so good that it was shared hundreds of times by several people, but only to be proven. Yes, it is AI. So be careful what you see and share online.
Click before you share, and also to point out, there are a lot of conspiracy theories out there
Yeah, but
involving the Epstein controversy.
AI is
True.
not all that bad, folks. I'm telling you, AI can be cool. But anyway, we've got our
It's
guest.
an exciting show today. We have OPM singer Mark Bautista. We also have stand-up comic and improv actor Ansis Sy.
Also known as Auntie. Sometimes
Auntie, yes. All right, those stories and conversations coming up. But first, the headlines. Today's headlines: prosecution and defense lawyers claim a win in the first round of ICC hearings to confirm the charges against former President Rodrigo Duterte. Former military members linked to Zaldico claims billions of cash were allegedly delivered to President Bongbong Marcos in Ilocos Norte. In sports, Netflix announces Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao's fight in September. And later in the show, we'll speak with improv actor and stand-up comic Ansis Sy. We also have OPM singer Mark Bautista. Stay tuned for that. Prosecutors at the International Criminal Court stress that former President Rodrigo Duterte was pivotal in the murder of thousands of people during his drug war. Duterte's lawyer, meanwhile, countered the charges against FPRRD are politically motivated. Pinky Webb has the highlights of the ICC hearing meant to confirm the charges against Duterte from The Hague in the Netherlands.
Arguments and counter-arguments. That's what we heard during Monday's hearing on the confirmation charges on former President Rodrigo Duterte. The prosecution underscoring that no one is above the law and that the former president is liable for crimes against humanity. He is being charged with 49 incidents of murder and attempted murder of 78 victims. And it all started with the Davao death squad that expanded nationwide when he became president. Counsel to victims, attorney Cristina Conti, described the opening statement of the prosecution as a no-nonsense approach. She particularly highlighted the widely circulated photograph of a woman cradling her partner who was a victim of extrajudicial killings.
For me, yung mas medyo emotional, the picture of the Pieta. That was one of the first photos plastered across Philippine dailies na characterization of what the war on drugs really was. At heart, it was about someone's loss. So this was, I think, a partner mourning the loss or the death of her partner. And the photographer was in the room.
Lead counsel Nicholas Kaufman called the allegations weak, highlighting mere statements aren't enough as allegations should be based on evidence. He also clarified that public statements made by the former president regarding the war on drugs are mere exaggerations and simply tough talk. Former Duterte cabinet official attorney Martin Delgra, one of 6 lawyers lending support to the defense team of the former president, was all praises on the opening statement of attorney Nicholas Kaufman.
Attorney Kaufman made a very good performance in his opening remarks, refuting the opening remarks of both the counsel for the victims as well as the prosecutors. As regards attorney Nick, I can fully relate on what he have said. Very accurate, very sincere, very factual about the man and the manner by which he has governed the Philippines. Indeed, as aptly described by Attorney Nick, Mayor Duterte, Tatay Digong, is the people's president. So makaka-relate po tayo niyan. Millions po. In fact, as admitted by Joel Butoyan, multitudes of his supporters. Ibig sabihin po, he's still well loved by a lot of Filipinos and non-Filipinos abroad who can relate on what he did for the country.
Tuesday's hearing will begin with the continuation of the submission of merits coming from the Office of the Prosecutor, which will then be followed by the submission of merit coming from the CLRVs, or the Common Legal Representatives of Victims. And that's the latest here from the International Criminal Court. Pinky Webb, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Malacanang turns the tables on former President Duterte's lawyer, Nicholas Kaufman, who accused President Bongbong Marcos of trying to neutralize Duterte's legacy. In a statement, the palace says Kaufman seems to be suffering from, quote, severe cognitive impairment, forgetting that Duterte's case was filed before the ICC in 2017 when Marcos was still a private citizen. It adds Kaufman has no clear defense for the extrajudicial killings, which reportedly happened during Duterte's time as mayor. The palace asserts that even one of Duterte's counsel, Silvestre Bello III, admitted that FPRRD killed someone by throwing him out of a helicopter. Salvador Panelo, who served as Duterte's chief presidential legal counsel, says the prosecution's opening remarks in the ICC hearing were just rehashed. Attorney Panelo tells BNC's On Point the allegations against the former president are mere speculation and hearsay. He also praised lead counsel Nicholas Kaufman's opening statement.
Pinakahalaga doon yung Sony speech, yun ang una kong defense kay Presidente Duterte noon.
Which is?
Na kinote ni Kaufman, na sinasabi niya na, I will support you, but you abuse your authority, that will be held to pay. Kasi din sa mga speeches na sinasabi nila, yung mga hyperbole ni Presidente Duterte, tinatago nila yung, kasi ang style ni Presidente Duterte, meron nga siyang mga pananakot. Pero at the end of the speech, sinasabi niya yung, kaya nangyayari yan, kasi nga, the law enforcement's lives were at stake, at the risk. Kaya napapatay sila kasi lumalaban nga.
Panelo also confirms Vice President Sara Duterte will not show up for the 4-day hearing. A congresswoman files a measure that will declare the EDSA People Power Revolution anniversary a non-working holiday. Joan Manalo is reporting live from Quezon City. Hi, Joan.
Mai ML Party List Representative Laila de Lima has filed a measure seeking to declare February 25 of every year a regular public non-working holiday in commemoration of the EDSA People Power Revolution that ousted then President Marcos Jr. Senior rather. This comes after President Bongbong Marcos declared February 25 a special working holiday, even as the nation marks the 40th anniversary of the EDSA People Power Uprising. De Lima arrived at the office of the House Secretary General at around 10 a.m. today, accompanied by Kiko Aquino D., the grandson of the late Senator Ninoy Aquino. House Bill 8028 was co-authored by several lawmakers, including Caloocan 2nd District Representative Edgar Erice, Zamboanga del Norte 3rd District Representative Adrian Amatong, Muntinlupa Representative Jaime Frisnedi, and Oriental Mindoro 2nd District Representative Alfonso Umali. De Lima said the measure seeks to preserve the legacy of a historic movement that mobilized millions of Filipinos to overthrow a dictator and restore democracy in the country. She added that declaring February 25 a regular holiday will help ensure that present and future generations remember the revolution that restored the country's freedom after martial law. De Lima further stressed that this is not simply about declaring a date a holiday, but about recognizing the heroism of the Filipino people. She also emphasized the need for serious attention to the issue, especially at a time when disinformation and historical revisionism are no longer just threats, but are already happening. Meanwhile, Aquino D said the EDSA People people power revolution is one of the main reasons he is proud to be a Filipino. Although he did not personally experience the revolt, he said the stories shared by his parents instilled in him the importance of commemorating it. In 2023, PBBM moved the February 25 special non-working holiday to February 24, which was a Friday, citing holiday economics. In succeeding years, February 25 was no longer included in the list of holidays, whether regular or special. Mai.
Joan, are there other initiatives from lawmakers seeking to institutionalize the EDSA People Power Anniversary as a regular holiday?
Mai, that is correct. Apart from Representative De Lima, other minority lawmakers have also filed similar measures. Akbayan Portales lawmakers Chal Chang Lontoc-del Percy Sendanya, and Dada Ismula, along with Dinagat Islands Representative Kaka Bagao, filed a similar proposal under House Bill 7911. The said measure was filed yesterday here at the House of Representatives. Mai.
Thank you, Joan. Manalo reporting to us from Quezon City. There is still hope to convince former Vice President Leni Robredo to run for president again. That's according to Liberal Party President Erin Tanyada. On BNC's At the Forefront, Tanyada says the opposition is now working on a process to select a single standard bearer for 2028. Within their ranks, Robredo, who lost in 2022 to President Bongbong Marcos, has once again emerged as the most winnable candidate and strongest bet to face VP Sara Duterte. However, Robredo has repeatedly said she has no plans to run again.
The people who are trying to figure out a process mentioned a timeline of around third or fourth quarter of this year. So there's still enough time to hopefully convince Mayor Leni to run if she really wants it.
Meanwhile, rumors have surfaced on a Robredo candidacy backed by PBBM. Tanyada says they will review the circumstances first before making any decision.
Pero hindi completely sarado ang isip ninyo kung sakaling lumapit yung admin?
Again, we will have to study everything on the table. At this point, we don't know what the effect of the impeachment case against Vice President Sara, because we've been studying data.
Kiko Aquino D, co-convener of Tindig Pilipinas, says it would be a bad decision to ally with the Marcos administration. This statement comes after VP Sara Duterte announced her presidential run in 2028. On BNC's The Spokes, D emphasized the political and moral risks of such an alliance.
I'm very willing to state publicly that I think that's a very bad decision to make in 2028, both strategically and morally. No? Strategically kasi ano yung dagdag ng Marcos administration, admin machinery didn't materialize in the midterm. Yung Marcos base, I've seen surveys that it's smaller than the liberal base at this point, and it's the undecideds that we have to win over, and it's those undecideds who would be with Marcos if they were going to be with Marcos already. Yes. In my experience, undecided bends towards opposition rather than administration. Yes. So strategically, I don't see the benefit. And more importantly, morally, again, for those reasons, never again nga yung sinasabi natin. We need to put our money where our mouth is.
Never.
D also said that instead of aiming for the presidency, Vice President Sara Duterte should resign alongside President Bongbong Marcos. In other news, former military members joined forces today to reveal explosive claims linked to the flood control scandal. They allege billions of pesos in cash were delivered to President Bongbong Marcos's homes in Ilocos Norte. Abante's Charmaine Abong is on the line for the details. Charmaine, what can you tell us?
My 18 former members of the military and security personnel allegedly linked to former Ako Bicol Party List Representative Zaldico faced the media to disclose claims of large-scale cash deliveries to the residence of President Bongbong Marcos in Ilocos Norte from 2022 to 2025. According to their statement, the total amount delivered allegedly reached 805 billion pesos, usually packed in suitcases and paper bags. In one alleged operation, as many as 52 suitcases were reportedly transported via airplane and helicopter to the homes of certain politicians and even media operators. The group also affirmed the earlier revelations of retired Marine Master Sergeant Orly Regala Guteza, who testified before the Senate in September 2025 and accused himself of delivering millions of pesos in cash to high-ranking officials, including former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. According to Attorney Levy Baligod, the former soldiers only recently found the courage to came forward due to alleged threats to their safety. The affidavit of the former military personnel also states that they plan to submit documents to the Office of the Ombudsman to support their allegations. Meanwhile, the personalities mentioned have yet to issue any statements regarding the accusation. Mai.
Thank you, Charmaine Abong of Abante reporting. Senator Loren Legarda advised Senator Rodante Marcoleta to take up the Command and General Staff course amid a heated debate over the Spratly Islands history. Dexter Ganibe is live from the Senate. Dexter, go ahead. What's happening there?
Mai, it's not too late for a senator to take up Command and General Staff course and even Masters in National Security. That was Senator Loren Legarda's advice to Senator Rodante Marcoleta during the Committee on National Defense and Security hearing this morning. Legarda's advice to Marcoleta came after the lengthy lecture of the latter about the historical events leading to the discovery of Spratly Islands, known to the Philippines as the Kalayaan Island Group. Marcoleta asked the resource persons from the National Defense College and General Staff College if there is a certain course on how the Kalayaan Island Group became a territory of the Philippines. The senator from the minority bloc pointed out that during the February 4 session of the Commission on Appointments, Senator Panfilo Lacson stressed that he learned from the Command and General Staff course that a certain Tomas Cloma and his group discovered the Spratlys in 1947, and he later proclaimed the islands Free Territory of Freedom Land, consisting of 53 islands and islets which now form part of the Kalayaan Municipality based in Pagasa Island. But Marcoleta refuted the claims of Senator Lacson because he stressed that the islands in the Spratlys were already discovered in 1800s or decades before Cloma claimed it. Marcoleta said, what Lacson was saying is a distortion of facts. And it was not him who said the giving up of the Kalayaan Island Group, and he was just misquoted. Tomorrow, there is a scheduled confirmation of military officers at the Commission on Appointments, and there is a pending municipal resolution from the Kalayaan Sangguniang Bayan asking that the statements of Marcoleta during the February 4 session of the CA to be stricken out from the records or official transcript. On Senator Legarda's offer for Marcoleta to take up Command and General Staff course and even the Masters in National Security, the Senator Marcoleta said he is willing unless the issue on the Cloma's discovery of the Kalayaan Island Group must be corrected first. Mai?
Thank you for the update. Dexter Ganibe joining us live from the Senate. The stars aligned for me. That's Attorney Melvin Matibag, a former Duterte cabinet official, speaking after his appointment as the new chief of the National Bureau of Investigation. On BNC's On Point, Matibag revealed that as far back as 2020, he had already hoped to be part of the Marcos administration.
In 2022, PDP Laban campaigned for the unit team. We campaigned for the President Bongbong Marcos and the Vice President Sara Duterte. And after the campaign, election, then my term ends as a cabinet secretary, immediately nag-apply naman talaga ako. I offered my services to the new administration na makatulong sa bagong administrasyon. Pero for some reason, hindi pa ako natawagan, hindi ako na-invite. Or I think the stars aligned this time na sumakto lang na siguro available yung position.
Matibag vowed he will remain apolitical despite having once been a critic of Vice President Sara Duterte.
Kung siya maging biktima rin ng, halimbawa, maging biktima ng fake news or pang-aabuso, I will be there to protect her and support her also. Pero kung siya rin naman yung mag-aabuso, I will not hesitate to investigate also and to recommend prosecution in that case.
The Philippines hosts the ASEAN Editors and Economic Opinion Leaders Forum, an event spotlighting digital transformation, economic resilience, and investment opportunities. Ivy Reyes is on the line for this. Ivy, go ahead.
Yes, Mai, today marks the second to the last forum of the ASEAN meetings for February, as the Philippines heads the 2026 ASEAN Editors and Economic Opinion Leaders Forum, hosted by the Department of Trade and Industry. This forum sets the tone for an investment-ready Philippines focused on digital transformation and economic resilience. My DTI chairs the ASEAN Committee on Business and Investment Promotion, and this forum with economic leaders launches the Philippines' economic agenda to steer the region this year. Trade and Industry Secretary Cristina Roque and Finance Secretary Frederick Go have already addressed the bloc this morning, and President Bongbong Marcos is set to arrive at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Chamber of Mines Philippines Chairman and BNC anchor attorney Mike Toledo is also here, as well as other cabinet secretaries like Education Secretary Sonny Angara. The first panel discussion on digital transformation and sustainability is ongoing, and the forum's now tackling the huge role of the private sector in moving digital investments through incentivizing them. The panel notes that the chairship of the host country says a lot about how the region will go about facing the challenges of today. Attorney Toledo just sat at the panel discussion and spoke about how efficient private-public partnerships are when utilized well by the sitting administration. Avoided Capital President Cosette Canilao also stressed that PPP is more than just financing, but more of a source of structure for the government to steer the bloc. Later today, the clean energy, artificial intelligence, and the semiconductor industry will be discussed by the succeeding panels. As of now, that's the latest here in Makati. Mai.
Ivy, aside from the president's visit, what else is in store this afternoon? What are we expecting?
Well, like I mentioned, the artificial intelligence and the clean energy, especially the semiconductor industry, as it was exempted by the tariff imposed by the United States administration, that will be one of the subjects of the discussion later today. Mai.
Thank you, Ivy Reyes, reporting from Makati. Senator Raffy Tulfo is pushing for a Department of Water Resources to fix a fragmented system that leaves millions of Filipinos without reliable water access. Hannah T is on the phone for the details. Hannah, go ahead.
Yes, Senator Raffy Tulfo says this is a long overdue fix to a system that is currently fragmented, overlapping, and failing millions of Filipinos despite the country's abundant water resources. Tulfo is pushing for creation of a Department of Water Resources as he opens the Senate Committee on Public Services hearing on water governance. According to Tulfo, water drives the economy with about 42% of Filipinos working in water-dependent sectors. Yet, around 40 million Filipinos still lack access to formal water supply, and about 5,500 small islands have no fresh water source at all. The proposed Department of Water Resources Act has been identified as a priority measure under the Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council, or LEDA, following a meeting with President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. On flood control, Tulfo describes the current system as a group project with no leader. Multiple agencies, including the DPWH, DNR, and NIA, run their own projects, but when flooding hits, there's no clear accountability. The government spends an estimated 350 billion pesos a year on flood control, or nearly 1 billion pesos a day, yet there is still no single updated national master plan. The last official plan dates back to 2013 and was never fully institutionalized. Under the proposed department, Tulfo says there will be one captain, one master plan, and one clear line of responsibility, including a dedicated flood control bureau. The bill also targets confusion in water regulation. Currently, more than 30 agencies are involved in water governance, and water rates are set by different regulators, including the Local Water Utilities Administration, and this means your water bill depends on who regulates your provider. The proposed department will create a single water regulatory commission to license providers, set tariffs, and enforce one national standard, public or private. Mai?
Hannah, just recently there have been a lot of complaints about inefficient water services, severe shortages. Now, will the Department of Water Resources be able to address that?
That's right, Mai. Actually, the Anti-Red Tape Authority reports that from 2022 to 2025 alone, they logged 213 water-related complaints. Under the proposal, all complaints go straight to the department itself or the Department of Water Resources from start to finish. Back to you, Mai.
Thank you, Hannah T, reporting from the Senate. Another Chinese national allegedly posing as a Filipino using fraudulent government documents has been arrested by Philippine authorities. Andrea Salve is live from Intramuros in Manila with the details. Hi, Andrea, tell us more.
My 47-year-old Xi Lingguan was presented to the media today. He was recently arrested by the Bureau of Immigration's Intelligence Unit in Batangas after authorities uncovered his allegedly fake Filipino identity. Intelligence verification and coordination with the BI's law enforcement partners revealed that Xi used government-issued documents to support his false claim of being a Filipino citizen. He reportedly operated under the aliases Xi Neng Yuan and Mike C, identities that eventually led investigators to his true nationality. Biometric analysis and interagency verification confirmed that the fingerprints found in identification documents under the name Mike C matched those of Xi Lingguan, a Chinese national. With assistance from the Armed Forces of the Philippines Intelligence Service and the Land Transportation Office, authorities tracked and arrested Xi in Batangas. Official records also show he was able to travel internationally through the alleged use of a fraudulent Philippine passport. BI Commissioner Anthony Viado condemned the attempt to circumvent Philippine immigration laws, saying such deception will not be tolerated. As the investigation continues, Xi has been transferred to the Bureau of Immigration's Warden facility in Taguig. Maya.
Thank you, Andrea Salve, reporting to us live from Manila. Coming up next, we're sitting down with singer Mark Bautista as he talks about his music, his journey, and what's next for his career. Don't go away. The Daily Dish will be right back.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish, and we are joined today by a singer known for his powerful vocals and commanding stage presence.
From pop hits to musical theater, he's able to captivate audiences here and abroad. Please welcome to the show, Mark Bautista.
Hi,
everyone.
Hi, Mark.
Good to be here. Thank you.
We're so honored to have you here.
Grabe naman yung commanding presence.
Commanding presence.
Totoo naman, when you entered, everyone kind of stood still, diba?
But it's a dream to be here.
Nah! Babes, we made it na.
We made it na.
Mark Bautista.
I made it.
Kahit fake yung sinabi niya,
No,
we made it.
but really, thank you for making time. We know you're busy.
Thank you.
There's a lot
Thank you so
going
much.
on with you.
Yeah, but I'm sure
you.
people think that you are now our new co-host because you
Uy,
match our...
Pwede. Tuesdays with Mark.
Yes, Tuesdays with Mark. Yeah.
That's why B channel.
Yes,
Bautista.
Mark, you are celebrating over 2 decades in show business. In fact, 23 years.
Yeah.
Of performing and making people's lives better with your vocal repertoire. Now, people want to know, those who don't remember, you started out at a contest.
Yeah. It's a contest called Star for a Night. That was 2002.
2003. Ayun.
2000,
Baka magkamali ako.
2000 then.
2000 then. And then Sarah Geronimo won.
Yes,
And
our
then-
lovely Sarah G,
and then-
wife of MG.
Parang nag-runner-up ako. Ayan.
Okay.
And then it started from there. I was signed up to Viva Management. And then the rest is history, as they say.
Even listening to your speaking voice, Mark, do you feel it, Ferds? Very modulated.
He was trying to copy his.
Yeah, you get a sense of grounded voice talagang, you know. Yeah, talaga
I like
describe
that,
ko.
grounded voice. May nagsasabi rin sa akin na parang, Mark, sinasadya mo ba yung, parang minomodulate mo yung boses mo?
Yes,
Parang, I don't know.
It's just it, the way it is.
Baka.
You know, you can probably be a news anchor also because we modulate.
Subukan natin.
Dream ko yun before.
Talaga, you wanted to be a news personality.
Yeah. Napapanood ko dati parang si, you know, Kata Inocencio, yung
Yes,
mga
of
ganun.
course.
Sa TV, yung
OG.
ABS-CBN. Sabi ko, ang galing naman. Gusto kong,
Yes, but here, syempre, yung sa
Marikay mo, mga ganun.
Yeah, sa amin talaga, si Corina Sanchez, magayan, si Pinky Webb, si Willard Chen.
Oh, yeah.
Di ba? Popular yan. But why did you decide to join that contest? What was the dream?
Wow. Actually, yung Star for Night, yun yung pinaka-first na singing contest na sinalihan ko. I started singing in bands, mga lounges, sa mga hotels.
Here, Manila, or in
Cagayan
CDO?
de Oro, in
Okay.
CDO. And then, for some reason, I just thought of, you know, exploring after my 20th birthday. Na-feel ko na parang ang tanda-tanda ko na. I think, kailangan kong may
Ay, hindi ako affected doon. Hindi ako affected.
no, that time, sabi ko, gusto kong may gagawing something different, something huge na decision. So, nag-decide ako nagsumali ng singing contest. Timing kasi nung time na yun na may ad for a singing competition na hosted by Regine Velasquez. So, nagkaroon ako ng confidence na, okay, since Regine Velasquez yung host, parang legit yung singing competition. Okay, I'll join that competition.
You know, I just want the viewers to know something while Ferdi and I sit here across Mark Bautista. For 23 years that you've been doing this, whether theater, even, of course, your albums, singing, you have this star power quality. It's true. Through the years that stuck through, but your humility,
Super.
really, the humbleness that you have all throughout could be felt still. And that's why we're able to sit here, you know, laugh with you, and it's just so easy. What is it? Is it a... Diba?
Because he came into the makeup room. What you see right now
It's really true.
is how he entered the green room a while
Exactly.
ago. Nothing's changed.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's a testament to the professionalism that you have, and yet, and why people love you still so much, all throughout those 23 years.
Wow, thank you. I think I wanna give credit to my parents. Siguro yung pagpalaki sa akin, I don't know. But as much as possible, yun yung gusto kong i-maintain lang ko. Ano yung core ko as a person na parang dapat I just have to be like really myself, be myself. And,
Do you come from a large family?
Yeah, I have like 5 siblings.
All right.
And medyo, yeah.
Okay, because sometimes I ask that question because sometimes, of course, coming from a large family, you try to get attention because, of course, your parents like spread it out a little bit more. And one of the siblings, or 2 or 3 of them, definitely become the calmer ones because they let the other ones.
Are you saying that is Mark now?
Probably
I am the
that's-
middle child, so baka...
I'm a middle
I'm
child.
a middle
too.
child. Oh no, we're all middle children
But
here.
Chal and I are not
We have the
calm.
No.
We're like,
But this is Middle Earth. Ayan. So, Mark, on those 23 years, people have been watching you grow, evolve, and create the name that you truly deserve. Which one has been the most challenging in those 23 years? May challenge nga ba?
Of course, to be in this business, ang daming challenges, ang daming parang doubts or struggles din kahit paano. I think yung pinaka-challenge for me was to really stay in the business. It's always challenging to still be here and, you know.
Did you at one point think of leaving the industry?
At one point, yes. I think nung nawalan kami ng TV show for a time.
Okay.
And then
That
parang-
affected you?
Yeah, parang sabi ko, oh shucks, anong gagawin namin after? Or anong gagawin ko? And then that time nag-decide lang ako na, okay, baka pwede ako mag-abroad muna. Saglit.
Yes.
So nag-school ako, ano ako ng course, kumuha ako ng short course sa NYFA na parang music video editing. So, nagstay ako doon sa New York for quite some time.
I was going to ask you about that because you did move to New York, and I didn't know that stemmed from when the show was done. Was that anything to do with depression or stress, and that's why you moved there, and you decided to stay there for a little bit? Did you carve out a career there in New York?
I think it was not really parang depression or ano, but ang na-realize ko before was that ganun ako parang wala pang opportunity dito sa Manila, I have to create my own. Parang ganun yung iniisip ko na parang I have to be driven, I have to find something na parang pwede kong pagkaabalahan. That's why I went there kasi parang ayoko naman mag-standby dito or mag-aantay ako ng trabaho or hihingi ako ng trabaho. Gusto ko ako laging parang
assertive.
Yeah. And then after that, I think maganda rin yung nangyari sa akin when I went to New York kasi nakita ko nung director namin nung ng Here Lies Love na ginawa ko nung sa London ako. And then nung nasa New York ako, in-approach nila ako na parang kasi nalaman nilang andun ako sa New York. Sabi nila, we have another Here Lies Love run
In
sa
New
Seattle,
York.
Washington naman.
Seattle, so you moved to Seattle.
And then dun ako nagstay ako for a bit kasi nga kinuha nila ako for the Seattle production.
Well, from challenges, I want to quickly move to peaks now. Just one question before we take a break. What is the most memorable part of your career so far?
Oh, wow. I think when I stepped onto an international stage, na never in my wildest dreams na makapunta ako sa National Theatre sa London. And then, that was overwhelming for me kasi galing from the province ng Cagayan de Oro. And then, National Theatre sa London na parang nasa katabing theater, nagpa-perform sila, may show sila, Benedict Cumberbatch, Judi Dench. So parang, sabi ko, shucks, this is huge.
Were you pinching
or something.
yourself? And saying to yourself,
kasi parang, asa man eh. Mura grabe man eh. Mura ka na. But that was really like memorable and life-changing for me. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Awesome.
And of course, before the gap, and before I forget, why did you decide to come home?
Kasi tapos na yung contract. Yeah, and I think I have another project, may project na in-offer that time. Na yun yung, I think, musical variety show again. I was asked to do another musical variety show sa GMA. So, yeah. And it's different when you're here. Iba talaga yung Philippines din.
Well, Mark, we have talked about your past, how you started. Now, when we get back, we will be finding out who inspires you naman throughout these days. And we're going to be talking about the present. So we're taking a short break.
Eto na ba yun?
We'll hear more from Mark Bautista when the Daily Dish returns.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish. Still with us is the Mark Bautista. But before we took the break, my friend Chal has a cliffhanger.
The question was, who inspires Mark Bautista these days? It's very important to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we see you smiling.
Easy. My family, Max.
Aside from your family.
Okay. Yeah, I'm always inspired by a lot of things. Friends.
Is there someone? Is there someone right now that's,
I am single, but I do see some people, but Yeah.
Because it's the month of love, February.
I know.
So, ang
Here we
tanong-
go again. We really had to bring that back.
Oo, kasi ito walang kasama.
Abot pa.
Sabi ko kasi, ito kasi walang kasama ng February. Ang tanong ko na
I
lang
wore
is,
black.
ikaw ba, naka-black siya, ikaw ba, ang tanong, and I'll end it from there.
Okay.
May kasama ka ba nung Valentine's?
I
Did
was
you
with
were able to
some
celebrate
friends,
it?
Yeah, I think I was with some friends.
Some
Lumabas,
friends.
yeah.
Okay.
Kaya ka niya, Chad.
Oh,
Group
nga
ka.
eh.
Kaya ka niya.
But we're happy to know that you're inspired. That's what's important.
He did break with you.
Yeah, not me, not
I
me.
gave him a chance. All right, Mark. Something exciting is happening this year with my dear friend Christian Bautista.
Our friend
and you.
Christian Bautista, yeah.
So what is the jig? What is the deal?
So we have a concert.
Yes.
March 6th, New Frontier Theater. It's called Bautista X Bautista. I hope you guys can watch our concert. It's our very first collaboration together.
Really?
For a major concert. Yeah.
But you've known each other for a million years.
Like, for 20 plus years. We started together.
Yeah,
What-
kasabayan
yes,
talaga eh. Oo.
It was actually, in fact, Sarah, you, Christian,
Eric, Christian,
Eric,
Rachel.
Rachel
and
Ango,
Rachel.
yeah.
Shireen, Frenchie. Yeah.
In that batch, okay, all of them were as in super talented. Like there's no throwaway. Everybody deserves
Yes.
a spot in the
That was the
in
batch.
stardom, right? And that's a hard decision. How can you, di ba? If you're judging the show and all of them weren't together, you'll call your doctor.
Well, no, that's why they're all here right up until today, di ba? Well, who came up with that? The Bautista
X,
reunion.
yeah, Bautista.
My producer na dumating sa dressing room namin sa show namin sa noontime show sa GMA, and then sabi niya, okay, do you guys wanna do a show together? Like kasi pareho kayong Bautista, and then you're in a part in
Yun yung
a
basis.
musical variety
Yun yung
show.
basis
That's the only
lang.
reason
Oo.
because both Bautista, you guys should do a
Gawa
show.
tayo.
Para once and for all, para wala na malito sa inyo, sa amin, sino ang Mark, sino. No, kasi madalas ako natatawag na Christian or something.
Oh, it does happen?
Yeah.
Pero sino
Okay.
mas gwapo?
Dahil ako andito,
Yes,
kasi pag nag-guest si Christian,
Kapag nag-guest na lang siya, siya na lang. Pero for now, it's you.
Answer. But do nag-start. May producer na nag-approach sa amin, and then sabi naman ni Christian, I think it's about time na let's do something like this.
Because the truth is, way back in the past, I remember, you were being pit against each other as well, somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Right?
Galing mo.
I just had a little bit of
and then we are
memory.
in the, parang same kami nag-start. But I think so, yeah.
Yeah, there was that
Dumating yung time na
sense
parang
of
ganun.
Mark Bautista and Christian
And
Bautista.
then
But
dumating din yung Eric. And then yung parang kaming tatlo
Tatlo,
kasi
yung
yung
with
sabay
Eric,
sa
Santos,
umpisa.
yeah.
Yes.
But now we're close friends, and we're...
I'm so glad that I completed the three of them already.
In
My
what way? Ferdi Salvador?
As a friend.
As a friend,
Because
okay.
my first friend is Eric.
okay.
Then it's Christian. Now
Now
I've
it's
met
Mark.
you. Now
Thank you so
complete
much.
with the Holy Trinity.
Oh, you
It's an
completed
honor.
Ferdi's life
You
and
complete
heart.
me, Mark.
Gusto
But
ko yun.
for this concert, how would you describe your musical chemistry with Ian? With Christian Ian.
Musical
Sino yan?
chemistry. I think for the longest time, dahil nga matagal kami ni Christian na nagkatrabaho, we're more comfortable with each other pagdating sa stage. I mean, we can sing a song and then do a duet, and then instinctively we can we will know kung sino who will take the harmony or melody without saying anything. Parang ganun. Ganun kami ka, parang alam na namin yung pakiramdaman na lang pagdating sa stage. And then we know each other's weaknesses or strengths.
Just like us here. Pakiramdam.
Gets ko na.
Diba? Yung parang ganun na
Gets
lang
ko na
eh.
kung nilalamig si Ferdi.
Or pag nagkasakit yung isa, alam mo na yung paano saluhin or saan part or ano.
Well, that's nice.
All right.
Well, having been in the industry for so long and of course mga kasabayan mo, lahat kayong mga professionals, have you gotten to work with the newer ones? And what would you say would be the difference from then and now?
I think sa show namin, sa musical variety show namin na All Out Sundays, lahat ng kasama namin is new artists, younger artists. Parang kami na lang yung senior artist, parang gano'n, senior
Wow
artist.
naman, grabe naman the senior coach.
But yeah, parang yun yung na-feel namin. And it's
Okay.
it's inspiring and parang mas namomotivate kami to, it feels, it has a different energy pag kasama mo yung mga younger
But
artists.
Mark, what we want to get motivated is to hear a song from you
Ayun na.
so that our viewers can
Know what to
have a little
expect.
taste of what to expect at your concert. Ladies and gentlemen,
Pwede magtubig muna.
Tubig muna,
Yes,
Mark. Yeah, no
yes.
problem. We're going
Diretso na ba to?
Yes, diretso na. We're going to have Mark
right.
Bautista sing for us.
Live.
Let's go. Live here
All
on
right.
The Daily Dish. Go for it, Mark.
I don't need a lot of things. I can get by with nothing. Of all the blessings life can bring, I've always needed something. But I've got all I want when it comes to loving you. You're my only reason. You're my only truth. I need you like water, like breath, like rain. I need you like mercy from heaven's gate. There's a freedom in your arms that carries me through. I need you. Oh, oh. You're the hope that moves me to courage again. You're the love that rescues me when the cold winds rage. And it's so amazing, 'cause that's just how you are. And I can't turn back now, 'cause you brought me too far. I need you like water, like breath, like rain. I need you like mercy from heaven's gate. There's a freedom in your arms that carries me through. I need you. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, I need you like water, like breath, like rain. I need you like mercy from heaven's gate. There's a freedom in your arms that carries me through. I need you. Oh, I need you. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, maraming salamat. Thank you.
Mark, please invite our viewers to watch your concert.
Yeah, Bautista x Bautista on March 6, Friday, 8 p.m. at the New Frontier Theater, directed by Paolo Valenciano, presented and in media partnership with GMA Network and produced by NA Management. For tickets, log on to ticketnet.com.ph. Parang nag-news. Parang nag-dream. Get to play feeling.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Bautista!
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mark Bautista.
Thank you.
World Sports coming at you right after this. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish. We begin world news in New York, where a Philem member of the State Assembly is seeking a Senate seat to help fight for immigrant rights. Our U.S. correspondent Don Tagala has the story.
The first ever Filipino-American to be elected in the state of New York is aiming for higher office.
Today, I'm officially announcing my candidacy for New York State.
State Assembly member Stephen Raga launched his bid for a seat in the New York State Senate over the weekend in Sunnyside, a very diverse NYC neighborhood where 800 languages are spoken, including Filipino.
Whether at housing, healthcare, childcare, economic stability. As your next state senator, together we will fight to protect and expand rent stabilization, fully fight and fund for HAVP and advance social housing. We will defend immigrant New Yorkers against Trump's deportation machine.
Raga has received the endorsement of diverse public officials.
As the first ever Filipino-American elected to New York State, and we cannot wait for him to be the first ever elected to New York State Senate.
He has built those avenues so that in government, in leadership, there's more people that look like us and that are from our community, and not every elected does that.
We trust in Raga because it's not about rhetoric, it's about results. He's shown us what he could do. He's shown us that he's battle tested. He's shown us that our diversity is our strength in this borough and that we will not kowtow to ICE.
Raga is advocating for the New York for All Act, a legislation that would prohibit New York State and local government agencies such as the New York Police Department and sheriffs from colluding with ICE to carry out what it calls a cruel politicized agenda, as well as to prevent New York tax dollars to be used for ICE activities.
I want to prioritize legislation like New York for All, so where we can make sure that we're tracking ICE's activity in New York State, but also at the end of the day, hopefully on the federal level, we can abolish it altogether.
Raga also received endorsement from the Filipino-American Democratic Club of New York, which he co-founded 10 years ago.
An existential race for us, okay? Steve is currently our only Filipino-American in New York State office. We cannot lose this representation, so we have to go all in. Our entire community needs to get behind making sure he wins this election if we want to make sure we still have someone at the seat.
As a Filipino-American, it is incredible to see someone like him be given the opportunity to represent a community as diverse as Queens, as populated as Queens. I don't think there's anyone better for the job, exactly the person that we need as a voice in the state Senate.
Prior to the June 23 Democratic primary, Raga has to collect signatures of registered voters to be included in the ballot. Democratic nominee for the state Senate will then compete in the November 3 midterm elections. State legislators receive an annual salary of $142,000 US or 8.2 million pesos. Don Tagala, Bilyonaryo News Channel, New York.
Australia begins a government-backed inquiry into the deadly Bondi Beach mass shooting last December. The attack at a Jewish Hanukkah celebration killed 15 people and sparked calls for tougher gun laws and stronger action against anti-Semitism. Police say the gunman, Sajid Akram, and his son, Navid, were inspired by the Islamic State. Sajid was killed, while Navid now faces multiple murder and terror charges.
Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao are set for a long-awaited rematch in Las Vegas this September. The two boxing legends will meet at the Sphere, with the fight broadcast live globally on Netflix on September 19. Mayweather, 48, comes out of retirement to rematch Pacquiao, whom he beat in their 2015 Fight of the Century. Pacquiao, 47, returns after a recent draw with Mario Barrios. Filipino pole vaulter EJ Obiena finished 6 out of 10 at the France meet, clearing 5.70 meters for the third straight meet. Now, despite missing the podium, Obiena outjumped four ranked rivals, including world number 4, Sam Kendricks, and world number 10, Chris Nilsson. Greece's Emmanuel Corrales won gold with a 6.00-meter clearance and now ranks second in the world behind Armand Duplantis. Obiena, currently world number 12, is chasing a spot in the World Athletics Indoor Championships in Torun. Obiena will compete next at the Orlen Copernicus Cup as he looks to hit the 5.90-meter qualifying standard.
In entertainment news, Tourette's activist John Davidson has addressed the controversy after shouting a racial slur during the 2026 British Academy Film Awards, or BAFTA. In a statement to Variety, Davidson thanked BAFTA for warning the audience about his involuntary tics, explaining they do not reflect his personal beliefs. The incident happened while Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were presenting, prompting backlash online. BAFTA later issued a public apology saying it takes full responsibility and vowed to keep inclusion at its core. Speaking to Vanity Fair, Lindo said he wished BAFTA had personally checked in with him after the moment, while the BBC also apologized for not editing the incident. The BAFTA was taped 2 hours before its broadcast.
Meanwhile, Nick Reiner has pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder in the fatal stabbing of his parents, filmmaker Rob Reiner and photographer, producer Michelle Reiner. The 32-year-old was arraigned in Los Angeles County Superior Court, where a judge set an April 29 preliminary hearing to determine if the case will proceed to trial. Reiner, who has publicly struggled with substance abuse, remains jailed without bond following his arrest hours after the December 14 killings at the family's West Los Angeles home. The shocking case has sent waves through Hollywood, where Rob Reiner was celebrated for directing classics like When Harry Met Sally, This Is Spinal Tap, and The Princess Bride. Up next, we are having a conversation with a comedian and content creator who turns everyday family moments into hilarious, relatable lessons. Ansis Sy joins us live via Zoom after the break. Stay tuned to The Daily Dish. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Daily Dish. In today's social media-driven world, making people laugh takes more than just a punchline. It takes sharp observation, perfect timing, and a whole lot of relatability. And this afternoon, we are taking a closer look at the humor in Filipino-Chinese family life and how one content creator turns those everyday moments into comedy gold. Joining us live via Zoom is the creative mind behind the online alter ego, Auntie, also known as Auntie, of course. But Ansis Sy is here with us today live. Hello, Ansis.
Hello. Hi, Chal. Hi, Jimmy.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And of course, Ansis, you know, you've shared before that you've always been a quiet person, which is quite surprising seeing you online. Tell us how you were able to actually break through. What was it that took you to do all of these wonderful content on social media?
Yeah, I've always been an introvert, and so growing up, I watched Spit, and then when they were offering classes, sabi ko, maybe improv classes yung way for me to come out of my shell. Well, that didn't really work. Pero through improv classes, that's where I discovered that parang, I can do comedy for a living. I can perform. And then after that, I tried stand-up comedy, and then para lang for more people to watch my shows, I started doing content. Tapos hindi ko in-expect na magvo-viral yung content ko, and then that's where I am now.
Yeah, you know, one of our favorite viral auntie is obviously you. How did you create that persona of auntie with her pambahay, her duster, her unsolicited life advice? How did you come up with auntie?
I grew up with my lola, with my ama, and then also my real life auntie. So a lot of my auntie character is based from them, from my lola, from my ama, and of course my mom and all my real life aunties then. So yung mga unsolicited advice nila and yung mga sinasabi nila are inspired by them.
Okay, we all know, of course, those people who studied improv, right? It has to come a lot with truth. So that's why I guess you drew inspiration from the women in your life. Now, tell us about how you were able to make that brave choice na, eto na yon, magiging komedyante na talaga ako. Because coming from a Filipino-Chinese family, that's
Yeah.
not easily accepted, diba?
Hindi nga.
Oo.
Yeah. At first, parang laging sinasabi ng dad ko and ng parents ko na parang, maybe hobby lang yan or maybe that's a like side quest. And so, lagi nilang nire-remind sa akin na huwag bitawan yung, because I still have one client as a virtual assistant. So, lagi niyang, yung practical side ng dad ko, lagi sinasabi na, okay, huwag mo bitawan yung client na yan, just in case mawala yung like comedy career mo. But, I think as any Phil-Chai family is parang as long as they see their children successful and then okay naman yung like naging sustainable naman yung livelihood because of what I'm doing in comedy. They're now very very supportive. And so yes, so yeah, I'm pushing through with this career.
Yeah, it's sweet and you're doing so well. And I love how you blend,
you.
like Chal mentioned, the Filipino and the Chinese family cultures so seamlessly. But how do you balance poking fun at the cultural quirks while also keeping it authentic and also respectful? Because we also live in a cancel cultural world.
Yeah. At first, actually, when I started this, I thought people, or especially the Filchai community and the real life aunties, they will think that I'm mocking them, but but gladly, parang maraming there's they are seeing that I'm celebrating the culture, and I think sabi nga ni Chal earlier, as long as it's coming from truth, it's not mocking because my comedy is coming from truth. So totoong nangyayari talaga to, totoong sinasabi ng mga aunties ng mga to. And so hindi siya offensive, hopefully. Hindi siya offensive.
Ansis, I can't help it. While we're talking to you, doing your interview, we're seeing the clips.
Because you're like dancing like this. It's so funny.
And we're like, oh no, how do we keep a straight face? But later on, you can't say no. Remember, in improv, it's always yes. And later on, you're gonna have to say yes. And we're gonna bring in Auntie. But first, I want to say that seeing you on social media, a lot of people could relate. Me personally, when I saw you, I was extra happy because, I did improv, but also I come from a little bit of Chinese background, so I could relate to a lot of things that you were talking about and doing. And your platform now being primarily social media. Tell us what's the biggest challenge, because we know a lot of people like me already fall in love with you. But what about the challenging parts?
The challenging parts. Ano nga ba yung challenging parts? I think one just so my challenge for myself is to produce one content per day. So I try to produce daily. So ngayon hindi pa naman ako nauubusan ng ideas, but hopefully hindi siya mangyari. And siguro just making this sustainable because I know the life of a content creator is also not forever. So just thinking about siguro this is where my Filipino Chinese practicality comes in then. Na parang how do I prolong this, or what happens after like a couple of years when parang okay, maybe hindi na ako as big as a content creator, what happens next? So those are maybe the the things that I'm thinking about.
Chal and we want to know what your process is when you create your skits. Do you pre-plan them? Do you write your jokes? Or does it just naturally flow when you start the camera on?
I do write them a bit. So what I do is I shoot one video a day, and medyo same day edit. So I shoot in the morning, try to edit it in the afternoon, and then I post it at night. My process, every week I try to come up with ideas on what I can post per day. And then on the day itself, I write it. Para lang may konting script ako, and it's easier for me to shoot and easier for me to edit.
Okay, I want to ask you, what are the big differences between Ansis Sy as you and of Auntie?
I I think the big difference is I'm quiet in real life, and then Auntie is and that's why I think Auntie is also my like super power in a way. Parang
Parang
I
alter
hope I
ego.
can alter ego. Parang I hope I can bring in some of Auntie's parang because Auntie doesn't care. Auntie doesn't care. She can just say whatever she thinks. I hope yung pagka unfiltered ni Auntie I can also bring in my real life. So that's what I'm trying to meld
I like
now.
that. Who is your alter ego? Who would your alter ego be, Mo, if you were to have one?
That's actually a great question. I
Because
never
even
thought about
Beyonce
it.
has
Yeah.
Ansis,
Sasha Fierce.
Diba?
Yeah.
Sasha
Fierce is her
we
alter
all know
ego.
that. Oo.
Let's find out. My alter ego is probably Ferdi. Ferdi Salvador, because I want to be like him. So
We all have Ferdinaryo. Okay.
Ferdinaryo. Well,
Pwede.
yeah, Chal asked you answers the differences with you and Auntie, but now what about the similarities? What do you see between you and Auntie that are similar?
Well, because Auntie is me. I am her. All of her opinions are mine. So sometimes I do post like kind of political content then, but using my Auntie character. Because parang si Auntie yung shield ko right now, just to be able to speak freely and talk about like issues, for example, like LGBTQ issues and all of that. Medyo naging shield ko si Auntie, but all of the opinions of Auntie are mine. So I
Yeah.
think doon din yung mga similarities namin.
Has there been a post or I guess moments where Auntie's advice was misunderstood and you had to take it down?
I can't think of anything right now. I can't. Luckily enough, parang I don't receive a lot of parang negative comments or criticisms naman. But if ever people do, there was one video where I was parodying yung parang, di ba aunties or elderly people, they say, nung panahon namin ganito ganito, and then I talked about mental health there. And then somebody DM'd me, messaged me about hopefully we don't make light of mental health. So I just posted another. I didn't take down that video, but I posted another video clarifying that okay, this is a parody, and but we do need to like advocate for mental health.
I don't think anyone can get mad at Auntie. Like,
She's accountable.
Exactly. At nakakatakot. Makapaluin ka.
Yeah.
So
Yun nga,
you
yun
picked
nga.
a good character, a good person to bring into social media because Auntie can't be canceled. Maybe Auntie can cancel you,
Yeah.
but you can't cancel
True,
Auntie.
true.
Okay. As a comedian, well, do you call yourself a comedian? Let's start with that. Would you consider
Yes,
yourself? Yes. Okay, great.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay, so as a comedian, of course, are there times that, material seems to come dry? Parang what will be talked about today? Or how can I create one? Does it happen to you? And if it does, how do you overcome it?
Right now, hindi ko pa naman na-experience yung parang dry spell of not coming up with material. I think because at least doing this for like 2-3 years now, I'm using my life as a source, as my source material. So parang ang dami ko pang actually hindi nakukwento about my life, about my real life auntie. So I think as long as I use myself and my real life story as source material, baka hindi naman ako maubusan.
Nice. Well, Ansis, now we're gonna put you on the spot. We're gonna make you become auntie, essentially.
Okay.
We've been inserting auntie here and there to prep you and warm you up.
So now let's bring auntie out. So we're gonna basically.
Okay.
So we're gonna put you on the spot. We'll
sorry.
What?
Does auntie have her duster?
Do you have your wig? O kahit wig.
Is it there?
It's in my room.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna give you situations, okay, and you respond as full auntie. Just respond.
Okay.
Don't act.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
don't just react. Ayan.
Ayan,
Don't
just
think
react.
about
Okay,
it.
sige,
Ayan. Okay.
Okay, sige,
So the
I'll be
first
auntie na.
one, you're the single at 30 scenario. So finish the sentence. Anak, 32 ka na. Wala ka pa ring jowa.
Anak, 32 ka na, wala ka pa rin jowa. Diyos ko, malapit na ako mawala dito sa mundo. Hindi pa ako bibigyan ng apo. Ha? Kailan? Ha? Huwag ka na mapili. Huwag ka na mapili. Hindi kailangan maganda, hindi kailangan gwapo. Kailangan lang mayaman. Okay, may pakilala ako sa'yo.
Lovely. And we're just getting started here. I'm gonna change something here. Okay. How about si auntie na yung anak may kadate na bilyonaryo? What is your advice to your own anak? Oo.
Anak, wag mo na pakawalan yan. Bilyonaryo. Wag mo na pakawalan yan. Okay? Ako na bahala. Ako na bahala sa kasal. Basta matuloy kayo. Okay?
Love it!
Okay, now we're gonna do expensive coffee. Okay, 200 pesos para sa iced coffee.
200 pesos para sa iced coffee. Diyos ko, mahal-mahal naman. Meron ako 3-in-1 sa bahay. Yun na lang. So, mas masarap pa. Yung coffee dito sa cafe, masyadong matamis. Alam mo naman ako, diabetic, hindi pwede. Bawal. Wag mag-order.
Okay, papahirapan ko yung buhay mo, auntie. Auntie na nakilala si Corina Sanchez at binigyan ng advice in life.
Hello, Corina. Saan tsinelas ko? Wala akong tsinelas. Wala akong tsinelas. Ako na, bibigyan na lang kita ng advice. Magdala ka araw-araw ng tsinelas kasi hindi mo alam kung sino yung makikilala mo. No, mamimit mo si Chal, si Monique, si Auntie, tapos wala kang mabigay na tsinelas. Always bring tsinelas with you, okay?
I love it. Parang ampaw na ni Corina.
Right? The ampaw is the chinelas. Wait, let's turn it up a notch. So we
Okay.
have Corina. Now, Ansis, we're gonna make it harder. Si Pinky naman, she's at The Hague now making balita. Anong advice nyo?
Okay. Pinky, alam ko, mahirap na trabaho yung pagiging reporter. Pero, buti nakakalakwatsa ka. No? Ang advice ko sa'yo, huwag masyadong magastos sa travel. Ha? Ba't kailangan pumunta ka sa Hague? Pwede ka naman via Zoom lang pinagastos mo pa yung Bilyonaryo News Channel. Pinadala ka pa sa Hague.
Oh my God!
We love
that one, Auntie. We love it. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the advice,
Thank you, Auntie. Okay, now we'll put Auntie aside. Ansis, welcome back to the show. Okay, so we'll talk about Ansis now. So the first thing that comes to mind, we're gonna do rapid fire. It's just this or that. All right, Chal, start.
Okay, first question. As Ansis na to, morning or night person?
Night.
Okay.
Person.
Haggling, sport or stress?
Stress.
Okay, most of the time, introvert or extrovert?
Introvert.
Interesting, di
Okay,
ba?
all right. Your favorite Chinoy trait?
Pagiging matipid.
Okay, one thing that Auntie would never forgive but Ansis would.
Maybe, love, marrying, ano yun, parang, ikakasal mo yung mahal mo talaga.
True love. Oh.
True love.
Okay, you prefer a comedy skit or real-life drama?
Maybe real life drama, dun tayo sa
Oh,
chismis.
juicy. Very auntie of you.
Most used word in your vocabulary?
Most used word in my vocabulary, I think, silence. As an introvert.
Deep. Okay.
Well, this is not too deep. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Okay, if you weren't a content creator, what would you be?
I think I'll be a virtual assistant because that was my previous
Going
job.
back to that,
Nice.
okay.
What is Ansis's biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve, siguro yung mayabang. Like super big egos maybe.
Well, in fairness to Auntie, hindi siya mayabang.
Yeah.
She's just confident. I'll just insert this quickly,
There's a
okay, for a
difference.
rapid fire. Dream collaboration as a creator, as Ansis. Who would you love to collaborate with?
Dream collaboration. I think sino nga ba? I'd love to collaborate with the other aunties. So like Tita Baby.
Yeah, Tita Baby,
and
we've
then,
had her on the show.
Tita
Let's make that
Baby,
happen.
and then like a reunion of aunties like Tita Baby, Auntie Julie, all of the aunties in
That would be
social
amazing.
media.
That would be
We'll
chaotic.
try to make that happen.
We'll make that happen
Oh.
here in the studio.
Pero alam mo, Ansis, dream kita ma-collaborate, ah. So hopefully one day. Okay, but here are two other
really?
questions. If you could eat only, but this time Filipino dish, okay, not Chinese, every day, what
okay.
would it be? Araw-araw.
Sinigang.
Okay.
Oh, we love sinigang. Sinigang gang. Okay, now if you could eat one Chinese dish every day, what would it be?
One Chinese dish, maybe hakao.
Oh, I love hakao.
I agree with calamansi and toyo. Okay,
Yes.
now Ansis, Auntie gives you 1 billion pesos. She hands it over to Ansis. What's the first thing that you would spend it on?
1 billion pesos. Probably so my dream is to have this cafe / performance venue space. So maybe that I'll invest in that.
Wonderful.
Oh,
And what would you
nice.
call it?
Wala pang name pero like
Aunties
Aunties.
Tambayan.
Sabi nila
I don't
dito,
know.
Aunties
Aunties
Cafe.
Tambayan.
Aunties Cafe or Aunties
Cafe.
Tambayan.
Aunties Tambayan.
Well, thank you so much, Ansis, and for bringing Auntie for a bit. We loved having you
you.
on the show, and we'll try to get that collab to happen here on the show.
Yeah,
You
I
and all
think
the
we're
aunties.
gonna do it, definitely.
We'll make it happen.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much once
Thanks,
again,
Chal. Thanks,
Ansis
Monique.
and
Thank you.
Auntie.
And we'll be taking a quick short break. We'll practice our improv skills behind the scenes. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish. Tomorrow, we'll speak with some of the cast of the musical Baguettes. Kakay Bautista, Migo Valid, Milo Cruz will join us here. We'll also have our mobility anchor, Paolo Del Rosario. On his new show, Shift Happens. That's at noon only here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. That's it for us today. What a fun Tuesday, right? February 24. Join us again tomorrow for more Real Talk.
A lot of spilled tea.
With Zero Filter, I'm Monique Tuzon-Basi. Anytime is a good time because it's always more fun with us.
And I'm Ferdi Salvador, always on top with the news and stories that matter most.
I'm Chal Lontoc. Stay tuned to the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Thanks for making us your lunchtime companion. I'm Mai Rodriguez, and that's the Daily Dish.
Serve! Happy Tuesday!